Yep.
All righty. It is Tuesday, August 12th, 10:36 Eastern, 9:36 Central for you Panhandle people. And we are getting started with a bunch of things. We have a lot of new blood coming in, which is awesome. So we're excited to announce all the new blood. We will announce them at the meeting next week. So I guess we could just go through the list as you see your name and talk about yourself for 2 minutes. Explain yourself, your likes, your loves, your interests. You know, your welcome. Your 60-second elevator pitch. We'll start with Alethea.
Oh, let's start. Good morning. Hello, everybody. Hi, I see Jonathan's face. I miss you.
Bud.
I just want to thank you guys so much.
Congratulations.
Community. Thank you. Real quick about me, so I don't take too much time. I'm here in the Deltona area. I got about 15 minutes south of me is Sanford, and about 15 to 20 minutes north of me is Daytona to get visual. I'm just very honored, honestly, to be in this position. I love doing events and collaborating. I've been doing that for, honestly, since I got my license. Drove me to Epic because of the culture and the open door policy that we have, which is another reason I love you guys. So I just, like I said, thank you so much for the opportunity. And I'm here to get to know the ones that I don't know. And for the ones that are here that know me, I am just excited to take our partnership even deeper.
How long have you been in real estate? I'm going to do a follow-up question.
The end of 2021, September is when I got active.
Okay. So you're about to hit 4 years, huh?
Yeah. No, I'm trying.
That's awesome. But we're super excited to have you and super excited, to see you grow as an area leader and help out all the agents that are in that area. So welcome.
Nice.
I'm getting ready for a showing too, by the way. So camera off, but thanks.
I appreciate the heads up. Thank you. Up next, Desiree. Oh, hang on. She's in the waiting room. So we will go to Liz Javier, and then we'll go to Desiree. So kick it off, Liz.
Liz is at the doctor with her mom
I was going
right
to say,
now.
Liz isn't even in here.
Yeah, she's at the doctor with her mom right now.
Man.
But yeah, she's.
I'm here though. I was on my phone. I was just switching to my computer so I could.
Cool.
Well, hey, let LaShawn finish, and then we'll go to Desiree.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, no, Liz is awesome, bilingual. She's a broker associate. She's super duper smart. She has been helping us out in the physical training and the in-person training. So she did a really great job with one of her classes last week. She just looking to help our agents and just really cool.
I'm going to guess that Liz's second language is Mandarin.
Absolutely. You're 1000% correct. Yeah, so she speaks Spanish as well. So
she's such a dork.
She's a great addition to our crew over here, that's for sure.
Awesome. And that makes what, like 5 or 6 in the Panhandle now?
We have there's 4 of us over here in Pensacola, and then 3, so there's 7.
Oh, speaking of which, I talked to Samantha yesterday. Sorry. Samantha informed me that you informed them that we are the 32nd highest grossing brokerage in Pensacola out of
we are
100. Was it 140 something?
Yeah, we're number 32. It's insane.
Nice.
We had a goal of 24 million. We literally crushed that. I have to do a whole new board because we have crushed our goals. Over 150 homes just in Pensacola, and it's not even, we're midway through the year, so it's insane.
So did you get that from the board or from the MLS?
From the MLS.
I need to get that from every MLS to see.
And that's not even including, because that's only our MLS. That's not even including properties that we close outside. Like I work Tallahassee, Crestview, all those other areas. That's not even including that information, honestly.
Yeah, I think you have a closing on Thursday in Tallahassee, don't you?
I do. Yes.
I think you still have some documents that you need to turn into me.
No, I have all my CDAs. I'm good.
Don't call her out. Don't call her out on the
No,
meeting,
Yeah.
Brian.
I have all my stuff in. I'm good.
Okay. I thought there was something there. Maybe I'm thinking of someone else.
No, I have
Congrats.
an awesome. My TC is on it. She is on it. I'm telling you.
Congrats to the
good.
Panhandle, you guys. That is phenomenal. And let's make sure. I don't know if there's a way to do up a graphic for all you guys to share out there, but that'd be something, halfway through the year. This is what we've accomplished, and that'd be great.
I'll
Yeah,
work on
so-
that. I'm glad Samantha mentioned that. We really are proud over here. So you guys got to come over here and hang out with us.
Hey.
It's like 8 hours away from me. I don't
That's
know.
fine. That's fine.
It's so far. I
D-
can't believe it's the same
definitely-
state. That's the thing. It's the same
Yeah.
state, but it's like 8 hours.
Yeah, I said the same thing when I lived in Orlando, but it's you guys need to. We're popping over here. Come on.
Yeah, Pensacola is
That's
awesome. I loved it when I went over there, and I love the whole Panhandle.
Yeah.
In general. Truth be told, I think I'm going to spend New Year's Eve in Destin, so I
Oh,
might be
cool.
over in Destin for a week or so around New Year's Eve, the day after Christmas or something like that, through New Year's Eve when it's kind of like really slow and dead. So we may have to plan something at that time.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
we're definitely going to be over there for that.
Yeah, let me know when you're
99%
coming.
Yeah, we'll get it scheduled and let you guys know. It's
Nice.
kind of like a little foreshadowing into the future, but it's in the works. So yeah, because I love that area, and I love being in Central Time because it makes me feel like I have more time in the day.
Yep.
Used to being on the East Coast, and I'm like, I wake up and I'm like, man, it's what this is. Like, when I was in San Diego and the phone stopped ringing like around 3, I was like, there's still so much time today. This is amazing. Like, this is awesome. But prior to that, it was pretty hectic, and your phone starts ringing at like 5 a.m. You're like, oh, whoops. So, but beautiful. No, you guys are kicking butt, taking names. Love it. And I think you have 41 or 42 agents. You guys have done that much business, which is, just goes to showcase the production that Josh was talking about at PowerCon, how our agents are selling more. We have more features and benefits for them. So it really is just kicking off.
Mhm.
So, all right, go ahead, Desiree.
Hi guys, I'm so sorry, LaShawn, I didn't mean to cut you off. It was my
Oh, you're fine.
the delay from switching from my phone to my computer. So hello everybody. I'm Desiree. I am in Polk City, Florida. I don't know if anybody even knows where that is because the city's so little, but it's halfway in between
I know where it is.
Tampa and
I
Orlando.
know where it is.
You know where it is?
I know where it is.
Yeah, I know what it is. I sold properties before.
Yeah, you would in Ocala because you can just take one road and drive straight here. So that's the beauty about Polk City actually is it's connected to all these little cities all around it, and you're just about 30 minutes away from the major cities. So I do love my area and I'm excited to become area leader so I can promote Epic and really start growing this area because there's not enough Epic agents here. I feel like I want to just take over. I've been in real estate for a little over 2 years. I got my license December 2022. And I forgot the other questions you guys asked me after LaShawn just told me all that wonderful information.
What are some of your hobbies?
My
It's
hobbies,
Got all the questions. First day.
I know, right? Jeez. I'm a mom of 3 teenage boys, so I do a lot of stuff for them. I actually have to drive them back and forth because I'm a mile out of the bus line. So right now I feel like I'm an Uber driver in my spare time. I just stuck a day back to school. But I do also, I like to volunteer and do stuff for the community. And my hobby honestly is real estate. I eat, breathe, and live real estate.
Awesome. That's fantastic. Fun fact, I spent a week in Polk City one day. That was fun times.
What were you doing, Brian?
Yeah.
Or should we not be
same
asking?
thing.
It was so
Drug
slow.
deal.
It was so slow. The day felt like a week.
Yeah.
That's
Did you see the lady riding her horse to the gas station?
yes. Yeah.
Okay.
That's awesome.
Love it.
Thank you so much, Desiree. Welcome, welcome. And last but not least, Chris Noonan. Chris, is that
Noonan!
Good morning. I have good morning. So I'm in Lakeland. I am a little south of Desiree. So we are both, close to each other in Polk County. Again, halfway between Tampa and Orlando. We love it here. Lakeland is also the home of the founder of Publix. I don't know if anybody knows that or didn't know that, but the family is very much very active in this community still to this day. As far as real estate, I joined my husband in 2012 with investing. And way back in, I think, 2015, we had a problem working with some agents that, weren't very helpful. So we decided that we're going to take the classes, got through the classes, and he got his license. I did not. Then at a previous brokerage, I was listening in on some calls, and somebody was saying, don't just, another agent that sponsors people into the company, don't just bring people in, like the people you work with, support them, help them, cheer them on, celebrate their wins, help them with their things. And I'm like, honey, I love that. I used to do that. I won awards for that with a different company. I want to do it. He said, well, you can't just join me. You have to get your license. So I did. 3 companies later, this is the third brokerage I've been with. I absolutely love Epic. We're out here. There's not a lot of Epic people out here. It's something that we're gonna change real quick, at least as quickly as I possibly can. For philosophy, I love helping people. My husband and I have 6 children. They're all ours. Yes, it was all on purpose. Our youngest is 17. Some of you might have seen on Facebook that they are into MMA. That's a whole new world for me.
That's cool.
The youngest 2 are going to be the death of me. But we're going to get really involved in that entire culture. In fact, we were talking with one of the organizers, and we have a meeting later on to talk about sponsoring one of their tables and one of their events coming up. So we're really going to be getting the Epic name out there. I love helping people. It's my greatest joy. In another life, we had a business, a trade business that was the oldest and largest in all of New England. I did a lot of training for people. And again, my greatest joy was seeing people go off, take the lessons that I taught them, and open their own business and become successful. So I bring all of that and all of that passion with me to this position. And I am so honored and thankful. I'm at a point where I'm like, is this what my life has been leading me to? Is this where I'm supposed to be? And I believe that, yes, this is where I'm supposed to be. I'm overjoyed. Thank you so much for including me here. Thank you.
Well, that's probably one of the greatest compliments I ever heard at the end there. That's I love it. What was the fun fact that you said in the beginning? I missed it.
Which fun fact?
About Lakeland?
Lakeland. So the founder of Lakeland, George Jenkins, comes from Lakeland. The very first Publix was in Winter Haven. The second one was here in Lakeland. It's the Southgate one, the one that has been featured on Edward Scissorhands. And there was a recent movie within the last few years about a dog that was also filmed here. And the family still is very active in Lakeland. They're very much a presence here. They're a good, giving family.
That's awesome.
And I apologize. I'm going to need to go off camera. We are heading to a class at the association that starts at 11:30, so I'm going to be a little late for their class because I need to be here for you guys. But I need to go off camera because we got to drive.
Awesome.
No worries.
Thank you.
Hey, Hank, I'm gonna throw a curveball in here.
Do it.
I asked Radek to join our TC. So
yeah, we forgot to add that.
Yeah, Radek, we want to hop on in and talk about the TC. What you got going on there?
Sure, guys. Thanks for letting me join your awesome area leader meeting. I used to be an area leader, so I know how much work you guys put in, and the agents really appreciate it. I've got some exciting news I want to share with the area leaders first, so you guys are at the forefront of the information, and then we'll announce it to the agents as well. So we're thrilled to announce we're welcoming Erica Perez, our newest transaction coordinator out of Orlando for Florida. She's been training with us for the past 2 months just to get caught up to speed on what we've been doing for Florida. She's a fantastic addition to the team. She's bilingual, speaks Spanish. She's also on Stellar, one of the largest boards in Florida. So we're super excited to have her on board full time. July was an amazing month for us, guys. Me and Erica, we closed 47 deals that we were able to assist our agents with, helping the brokers get CDAs done on time, making sure agents are getting paid at closing. And the best thing of all is we had 5 or 6 deals that closed way earlier. I mean, a week and a half earlier than they were supposed to. Files were approved by broker, ready to go. CDAs were signed on time. We had no stress. Some of them I didn't even know because everything was bundled up for the file. They went to closing and I was like, wow, that already closed. It was so quick. There was no reason to even reach out to me to let me know because it was all completed. One of the big changes we're doing for TC stuff for Epic as a company whole, I'm working with leadership and Janice specifically to roll out a better CRM for us to be able to really update how we communicate with title, lenders, and third parties. So that's going to be really exciting. It's going to really streamline our process and increase customer service levels. Also, speaking of streamlining, I know when we started back in April, giving you guys the best benefit of all, having a person help you run your business, someone you can call at any time to get an extension, to write an addendum, to give you an update on the file, or just to help you in general with doc management. Going forward, though, we do want to streamline communication, right? So instead of texting or emailing us directly, we want to funnel all comms to the Florida TC at epicrealty.com. Florida spelled out, TC for transaction coordinator at epicrealty.com. We also want to push, and the reason we're doing that is because when you submit a ticket, when you email us at that website, it sends a ticket to us, right, through Epic's side. Just like if you had an issue with support or car washes or whatever it may be, and you send a ticket out, it's the same for TC services, right? So when you email us requesting TC services, it starts the clock right away. And we want to try to get to your file same day or within 24 hours, the latest. Otherwise, it's overdue and we're flagged for out of compliance. So the other thing we want to do is try to limit the amount of texts we're getting and calls. We want to push all of our comms on the phone directly to our specific Epic extension, which I'll add to the chat after this. This way, Epic, we went from 12 TCs nationwide, and then when I became a manager, we're now at 25 TCs. So we want to make sure that these TCs coming on board are providing the best customer service for our agents. And if there ever was an issue or something that happened, which there hasn't been yet, we want to make sure it's on a recorded line so that the people we're bringing on, are held accountable and we are providing the best customer service. Additionally, SkySlope rollout has been awesome. I've been working really hard with your brokers to make sure checklists are bundled up, templates are 100%. And I think this month I'm really going to focus on training sessions, right? Like the training that you guys got from Shantae that I watched numerous times still has a couple agents confused, and I want to give you a couple of tidbits on that. Forms in SkySlope is different than starting a transaction in SkySlope. So just because you sent out an envelope to get signatures signed, that doesn't mean that the transaction's already started. You now have to go into SkySlope and start the transaction again. And that is where you're going to have your checklist and all your documents. If you watch that training video that Hank and Brian did with Shantae, the first 20 minutes, Shantae talks about SkySlope forms and sending out docs for SIG. But at minute 20, she then goes into starting the transaction. So if you're a little confused on the next step, skip forward to minute 20. The trainings that I'm going to roll out this month are going to be much quicker, 5-10 minute videos, short span, directly, going towards what we need to do as agents that applies to our business. And final reminder, we're contract to close, which means we won't review your listing file for compliance until it goes under contract. I get a lot of agents who are sending us listing files, say, hey, can you please review this? I'd love to review it, guys, but in order to give the best customer service to the agents who already have files in the contract, we're pushing listing review until it goes on the contract. So that means that once your listing goes on the contract, day one, and you have a purchase and sales agreement executed, we will go in and we'll scrub the listing file as well. And anything you may be listing from the listing side and missing from the listing side, we'll go ahead and fill out and help you get the file complete 100%. So super excited to meet the new area leaders, and let's keep the momentum going. We're excited for what's ahead for our state.
Love it. Is Erica on here?
She's not. She's working.
You got her working.
Yeah.
Well, first and foremost, Radic, thank you so much for everything that you do. You are seriously crushing it behind the scenes because not only is it are you dealing with Florida, but you're also dealing nationally. So like I know that you're wearing tons of hats right now. We want to make sure that Florida is protected and taken care of because that's where you live and that's where you're an area leader and that's where you first started being TC. So, you know, we definitely appreciate, we love you. We love what you do. You know, guys, I sent out an email, I don't know, maybe 8:30 last night and said, hey, Radic, can you and Erica TC this file that I just got under contract? Dude, 20 minutes later, he already had a welcome email go out with all the details to all the parties and all the contracts and everything. And I was like, wow. And I didn't know he did that. So I was like, this is awesome. So him and his team, Erica, putting together some great stuff for our agents. You know, let's get more agents to use their services. You know, this is what they're there for. This is what they get paid to do. So kudos to you guys. And thanks for the curveball, Brian. Radic, you're crushing it, man. Thank you.
Thank you,
Sky
guys.
had a
I'm
Sky
gonna
had
hop
a
off
quick,
too, just after this, so you guys can
wait,
have a meeting.
hang on, Radic. Sky had a quick question. She said, "Can you put that in the Florida State page and pin to the top?" What were you talking about?
Yeah,
Sky?
probably the contact info.
Yeah, just the contact info, because I just like things have changed a few times and the agents get confused and then we're confused on where to send people. So I think if it's on the top of the page for Florida, like anything that agents ask for could be right on the pins on the top of the page. That's what we had at EXP. It was easy because you could go and see everything. So it was like very clear. That's
I
all.
think what we're going to do, Sky, is before next Tuesday's meeting with all the agents, we're going to put that together and then point it out to all the agents. So we'll have a shortcut to everything. So we'll put that together, Brian, before that meeting. And we'll include for TC services, email FloridaTC@epicrealty.com. You know,
like
and then we'll have
like
the
broker-
address.
Yes, perfect. Because
and
I
the-
have it like
yeah.
on my notes and then I send it to agents, but like things have changed a few times. Like we've had different TCs, we've had different, emails, we've had different
Yeah.
whatever.
We'll-
So that way, if it's always at the Florida page, it's like clear as day, like boom, this is where we find
Mhm.
it. Thanks, y'all.
Yeah, we'll
Appreciate it.
we'll do that before the meeting for
Thank
sure.
you so much.
We'll have that
Thank you.
done. Mhm.
Thank you. That's
Thank
a
you,
great
Radic.
recommendation. And I'm an
Yeah.
admin on that Florida page, so I'll go ahead and jump into that and take care of that now after the meeting. But yeah, you guys have a great day. Appreciate everybody. Thank you.
Thank you.
Perfect. Awesome.
Wanna
Perfect.
roll
So
Sky Slope.
yeah, so speaking of Sky Slope, it's out. It's going. It is some of you had seen the text message and stuff. It took Brian and I last Friday 2 hours to do 2 CDAs in Sky Slope. But it was a very productive 2 hours. And the reason I say that is because we found out a lot of tips and tricks and things that we can do to be more efficient moving forward. Also beefing up the checklists, making sure the templates are better for you guys, so on and so forth. And please, if you guys have anything or see anything, let us know. All right, because these are live, these are ever changing. LaShawn had done a SkySlope transaction and we hadn't added the CDA yet. So we had to add a space in her transaction for CDA. But now moving forward, whenever you do a transaction, at the bottom and closing documents will be CDA. So, we're getting there and we're fine tuning this stuff. But please, if you see anything, let us know. I know like in the Panhandle, they like to use the regular contract, not the as is contract. So we made sure that the template for purchases included both contracts, so that you could pick whichever one informs that you wanted to send out to your buyer. So little things like that, comp agreements, addendum GG, things like that. We added extra addendum spots in checklists, extra modifications, listing agreements, so on and so forth. But what we wanted to kind of chat about today was that we finally have our brokerage forms in there. And let me just go to SkySlope quick. I didn't have it pulled up, but I will pull it up here. If we go to forms, and this is our forms package here. And if you guys go to templates, okay, I'm sorry, browse libraries. I apologize. Under browse libraries, okay, you could search for it, but we already have Epic Realty Florida Broker Library. Okay. And in here are the broker permission to contribute, the disclosure form, which is the Epic Realty disclosure form for the transaction fee. So let me just click on that quick just so you guys can see it. Okay, there it is. The non-seller's disclosure. So remember, if there's no seller's disclosure, we want the buyers or the sellers to fill this out. That, hey, there is no seller's disclosure form. Okay, this protects you guys at the end of the day. And if you want to know why, we can definitely chat about that. And then our wire fraud.
Well, real quick. So if we're representing the buyer and we don't have a seller's disclosure, just the buyer has to sign it. We told them that there's no seller's disclosure and they understand that there's no seller's disclosure for them to review. That's the important part.
Yep. So you don't have to necessarily get the seller to sign it, but we just want our buyer to acknowledge that, hey, the seller didn't fill out a seller's disclosure. Okay, just so you know. So, now it becomes a real big buyer beware. And what's the most important thing when there's no seller's disclosure?
Home
inspection. Get an inspection. So, but that's where these documents live, you guys. It's under Epic Realty Florida Broker Library. So here they are, and you can add them to any template. The other thing I wanted you guys to know is that if you don't know this already, these are the templates that we have created for you. Now, the only ones that are missing are the NABOR templates because we're still having a problem with SkySlope and them talking with NABOR and Naples. So Sky, we're working on it. I don't have a timeline yet. There's a glitch in the system somewhere, but we'll get there. So eventually there'll be like NABOR listing, NABOR purchase. But here's the great thing, you guys. You all can create your own templates. Every single agent has the ability to create their own templates. If you don't like our templates or you like specific ones for specific forms being sent out, so like in the Panhandle, you guys do some stuff differently. We did what we felt was best for the masses for the whole state of Florida. Feel free, create your own templates, you guys. Encourage your agents to create their own templates. They can do that. That's not a problem. And actually, I believe, Sky, I know you have your hand up. You can actually create a template, Sky, with the NABOR contracts yourself. I just eventually want to do it once we get it fixed. So you should be able to go in here and create your own templates, you guys. And hey, I want to create a buyer template. Perfect. When you create that buyer template, you go in and you can add whatever forms you want to add to this. Okay, name it. I'm not going to do it now because it'll pop up here and then it'll be available for everybody. So, but that's available. Was that going to be your question, Sky? Or go ahead.
No, I was going to say that I think for me, like radon's such a big issue. And I've had inspectors say to the clients, no, you don't need a radon test. But the last 4 new construction properties I've done, even elevated condos, have had really high levels of radon past, 6, 7. And I think that's something that as agents, we need to tell our agents too, that 1 out of every 5 houses in Florida has radon. So that's something that people forget about. And I kind of want to point that out because we don't have like anything that has like a radon disclosure or things like that. So just in mind, keep it in mind.
Well, it's in the contract, but in the contract, it just states, that they should have it checked out if they feel the necessary need to do so. So, but yeah, I mean, I believe the safe rate in Florida is 4 parts per million or less. Which it's really strange because 4 parts per million is what it says is safe in Florida. But if you go to like Canada is 20 parts per million. So it's like different countries have like different, what they feel is a safe range for it. So, but yeah, I mean, definitely radon is something that we can educate our agents on individually for sure. So, but to come back here, we have created these templates here. And feel free to create your own templates or have agents create their own templates. You can do that. Any more questions on that, you guys? No? Okay. Brian, you want to take number 7?
Yeah, so this is pertaining to CSU. Do you want to drive?
Yeah, you want me to show?
Yeah, go over to CSU and go into any file. And obviously we know that in the comments section, that's where we let them know about something that has maybe changed, whether you changed, you had to change a percentage, or you forgot to add the transaction fee, or whatever it may be on the CDA request form. So go into comments and type in @Florida Broker. And then you can see South Florida Broker there. This comes to our Florida Broker email, South Florida Broker email. If you type in @Hank or @Brian, it goes to our personal, which I don't check as much, and he doesn't check as much. We live more out of our broker emails because that's where the company's sending stuff. That's where the boards are sending stuff. That's what's kind of out there in the public. So if you do send it to there, it's probably going to take longer than 24 hours. So send to @Florida Broker and that's if you want to tag us. You don't have to, but some people like to, and we like to see it. So it's good, especially when they've made a change. It puts it, on our alert that they have changed their CDA of some sort. So it lets us know that we have to look out for something. And the transactions department is great at tagging everybody back. So they'll tag the agents, and then they'll tag the brokers back to let us know, like, hey, CDA has been completed. And that way we're good to go. We could jump right in and get it to them, especially if it was something like it was requested yesterday and there's a closing today, because there was just a quick change that needed to be done. So definitely use that, and that is helpful. Again, Radek talked about streamlining communications. Let's make this simple and easy for everybody. Streamline and use that method, please. Keeping in with CSU, you don't need to upload all your documents. You only need to upload the copy of the wire check going to Epic, or the wire transfer receipt going to Epic, and if you have a referral, the W-9. Both of these were obviously in the dotloop checklist when we're using dotloop. We also have it we have the CDA for SkySlope, but they want us to put this into CSU. So either a copy of the Epic check or the receipt, and obviously both you just get from the title company when they send the Alta to you. So you can upload the Alta. Hey, can I have the Alta, and can I have the copy of the wire check? And if you guys noticed, when we would send you a message in dotloop, it was in there. It's actually at the bottom of the CDA to the title company. So if the title company reads our CDA, it will say, please send a copy of the wire check and the Alta to the agent. We asked them to send it to you so you could upload it into SkySlope and dotloop for us. So, and it's a part of the body of the email that you guys get from CSU. So you literally get to see it 3 times, and the title company gets to see it twice, because we need to, 1, keep all Altas for 5 years. 2, we want to track our money. We want to make sure that we know that money's coming in, where it's going. We know new construction is a pain in the butt, and they do snail mail, and they won't wire transfer. They're bums, but that's their prerogative. So let's track our money. Let's make sure our agents get paid. Let's make sure our company gets paid, because that's how we win when our stock goes public. The more money we could show coming into the company, the higher the value, which means the greater the stock, which means the richer you will be. So one hand washes the other. Let's make us all rich. So please make sure that we are doing the wire transfer or a copy of check into CSU only.
Right here. I found one.
Documents. Yep. Perfect. Just
yep. So yeah. So the reason we're saying this too, guys, is because we've been having a problem lately with agents uploading everything. The executed contract, all the disclosures, all the addendums, wire for everything. And then all of a sudden we have 30 documents in a CSU, and we're like, wait a second, we can't even find the CDA anymore. So the only things that should be in there are CDAs, copy of check, copy of wire. That's it. Maybe the Alta, that would be the only 4th thing that I would add. Other than that, everything else should live in dotloop or SkySlope, where it should be. And there is no timeline on when we're officially getting rid of CSU either, you guys. So we are, still using this platform for our CDAs for the foreseeable future. So my estimation is before the end of the year, we'll be on something else, but that's just an estimation.
Yeah.
Any questions on Sisu? Everybody solid?
Awesome. One thing, I was going through Lofty last night, trying to reorganize and make everything clean. I'm moving everybody so that way I'm the state broker and Hank is the managing broker for every single agent. I was doing it one by one until I learned of a little quicker way to do it. But while I was going through, this is going to be a twofold. I was checking the text message and email alerts. A lot of agents had unsubscribed to it, so I resubscribed them. Obviously, if they're archived, I did not. But if they're active agents, and so we need to tell them, you can't unsubscribe from that. You need our text message alerts and you need our email alerts. That's how we send mass communication. I did about 175 manually. And of those 175, 61 had unsubscribed. So that was a little less than half of our agents, which essentially 61 would have been about 25% of that, which is a lot. So please go in and check your agents and make sure that they are subscribed to text and to email, because you probably have some kind of smart drip campaign. They're not getting it. Hank and I send out 1 to maybe 3 texts a month, reminder for the meeting, important updates, things of that nature. So please make sure that they are all subscribed. Again, the communication is key in our company, and we want them to see the messages. No reason why they should miss anything when this is our form of communicating to the masses about important things. So please definitely check on that and make sure that they are good to go. And go ahead, Hank.
No, I just want to reiterate too. Like I had sent a message, I think last week, about notes in Lofty for agents. You know, Brian, as Brian was going through it, and I got notified 175 times yesterday because he was changing my status in Lofty. So I got all these emails and texts and notifications. But one also thing he noticed was that our area leaders are not putting notes under the agents. And this is something that I had sent out, you know, a week ago, 2 weeks ago now, stating that we really want to get you guys in the habit of putting notes in for our agents. Listen, even if you are sending them a text message or you're leaving them a voicemail, just put it in Lofty. Hey, left him a voicemail, couldn't get a hold of him. I mean, Jonathan and I had talked. He had an agent for 6 months that didn't respond to a single thing. And then out of the blue, they were like, hey, I got a contract. He was like, oh, hey, nice to hear from you. I've been trying to reach you for 6 months, you know? So just know, and this is a twofold. And number one, corporate really wants us to start putting notes in these agents, because if they do leave the company, we have a full retention department that will call that agent and see why they're leaving the company. Is it related to our area leaders? Is it related to our brokers? Is it related to our systems or tools or whatever it is? Or maybe they're just making a business decision. But retention will look at the notes in Lofty, and then that will help steer the conversation that they're having with that agent that's either thinking of leaving or is leaving. So we really would need your help in putting in notes about our agents. It also helps Brian and I when we have situations with these agents. Well, you know, we can have the tougher conversations if it's like, hey, Jonathan's been trying to get a hold of you for 6 months, and then all of a sudden, you know, your hair's on fire and you need help, and you know, you're not getting the help from Jonathan within the 3 hours that you gave him to help you, when he's trying to get a hold of you for 6 months. And I have documentation. He called you on January 1st. He called you on February 2nd. He called you on March 3rd, you know, and you didn't answer any one of those times. You know, it gives us some more ammo to be able to have that conversation with that agent and just say, listen, you know, you can't expect us to drop everything at that exact second when you haven't engaged up to that point. So that's another reason why we really are hoping that you guys would help us out and put in those notes for us. And we know it's not easy, but I've been doing it in the app. I've been very successful. Hey, I'm in the road. I just had a conversation with an agent. I'll go in the app. I'll find their name. I'll put a quick note in there. Hey, just had a conversation with so here's what we talked about. That's it. So I'm doing it too. I'm not just expecting you guys to do it, and then Brian and I aren't going to do it, but if we have conversations with agents, we're going to add that in there as well. And it just helps the communication throughout the whole process. And we want to start this now before Florida has 5,000 agents, you guys. Yeah, that's Brian and I's goal. 5,000 agents for this state. Our immediate goal is 1,000 agents. And I can't imagine that's, over double what we have now, and what it's going to look like in terms of area leaders and you guys and the amount of things we're going to have to deal with. So if we can hammer in and get this process down now, it's only going to help us in the long run.
And really, it sets the bar for the entire company.
Yeah,
we want
100%.
Florida to be the best. Hank and I were on a call on Saturday for the Southeast brokers. And Hank, more than anyone, pretty much took over and schooled everybody on SkySlope. And they were like, wow, you guys are good. And we're like, we just play with it. We're just getting into it because that's the direction of the company. So why wait till your hair's on fire to do something? Let's get into it and play with it and get it going. And they were really impressed. So we're setting Florida to be the standard for Epic and letting everybody know that this is how we want it to be designed and how we want it to look. But also it holds the agents accountable, right? Like, you're doing your job, they need to do their job. It's a two-way street. If they expect you to answer, they should be answering to you at the same time. So it's totally a two-way street. It's not unfair for you to reach out, call, text, set up meetings, and they don't go to it, they don't do it. It's holding them accountable to say, well, you weren't there before. Why? And that's how the conversation that we get to have with them. And sometimes it's just them being them, or whatever it may be, but it's to help the whole system get better and us grow as a team, grow as a unit, and be more productive. Because at the end of the day, without them producing, we aren't able to do our jobs as area leaders and as brokers. We need agents to perform. And just like Hank said, we leave notes. We leave notes on you area leaders when we call you. We leave notes on the agents when we call them. I'll leave notes when agents are offboarded. And if I got a call, a text, an email to why they left, I put those notes in Lofty as well. So that way it is pinned to the top, it is saved, the date, the time, all that information is there for corporate to see if they want to go back and revisit it, or if the agent left and come back. We're getting some of those. I think we've recently had 2 or 3 people leave Epic and then come back to be like, oh yeah, the grass really wasn't greener over there. And now they're coming back, and now those notes are still in Lofty because their account was saved. So it's just important to have that information and those details.
And one more thing before I get to Jonathan, like this helps us defend you guys at the end of the day, like, and defend what you're doing and what you're working on, because you're not only managing agents, you guys are selling too at a very high rate. Like, our area leaders, Brian and I were looking at the numbers, percentage wise, we have the highest percentage of area leaders producing in the company throughout the whole corporate. Florida, again, number one in something that we're doing right. And so we know that you guys are busy. So that just helps us to be able to defend you guys at the end of the day. And because it can be easily construed to be like, oh, well, so-and-so's not doing their job and they're not reaching out to their agents. I'm like, yeah, look in Lofty, they are. Here they are. That agent is just not engaging back with them. So it's not our area leader's fault. Okay. And that's what I want to be able to prove. So, but if there's nothing in there, it's so hard for Brian and I to defend you guys. So that's what I'm really trying to get at the core of it. So, Jonathan, what you got, man?
I was just going to say that what I've started doing with Lofty was using the AI feature to make my notes. And it is so easy. You do it from your phone. You could do it from voice to text.
Nice.
Easier. Also, any text messages that I do have or WhatsApp messages that I do have with my agents, I just found this out the other day myself, that you could upload a screenshot of whatever you're texting or sending them into Lofty, and it will keep it in your notes. Just
love it.
Information for you guys out there.
Dude, thank you for sharing. That's huge, because I didn't know that. And that is huge for you guys. Save time. Like, I didn't have time to put in notes the other day. So I actually wrote myself a text to myself, and then I just copy and pasted that text into Lofty when I was able to get to the system and put it in there. So anything that you guys can do will help, because again, we want to defend you guys. We want to help you out, and the more ammo we have in there, the better. And it's a whole system. And so if we can just train ourselves to do that. So Jonathan, thank you for those tips. Those are huge. LaShawn, what's up?
Hey, wait, real quick. Jonathan, if you have a minute, can you record a video on how to do that AI thing and share it in the WhatsApp?
Ooh.
Or share it to Hank and I, and we could share it out. Can you do it like in 2.5 minutes? Can you do a little video?
I can do something for you.
That'd be awesome. Thank you. LaShawn?
Sean, what you got?
Just real quick, wanted to let everyone know the pre-area leader or pre-leadership program is closed. We have over 100 people who signed up within hours. So the next program will be after the first of the year, because it is about an 8 or 9 week program. So if you guys have people that you would like to submit for the next go round, you can just send myself and Jill an email on that. I have one more thing, but I can't remember exactly what it was. But thank you for saying that about the notes. I've been preaching this forever and ever. We've been super busy behind the scenes doing a lot with the program and leadership conference, but I will be going through, checking those, and reaching out to everyone individually in regards to the notes for sure. So there'll be 3 of us checking on that. And the last thing, events. We're coming into the holiday season. So I want to make sure that everybody's starting to plan their events, because we did a great job with the pool party. I saw lots of flyers, but I want to make sure that we're all participating in the, turkey drive, the Christmas, take your kid or take a kid shopping. Want to make sure that we're all participating in that. And just to Brian and Hank's point, we want to make sure that everybody is, everybody in Florida, that we're number one, basically. We want to be number one.
100%.
Hey, real quick, do you know how many people from Florida made that 100 list?
I have to go and look at the list. I know there was a handful, so I know there's a handful for sure.
Nice.
Brian's like, maybe we have the most.
And
I see the wheels.
Yeah, always.
And last thing, I will be reaching out to Brian and Hank today in regards to the state leader position. We just finished our last interview, so I'll be getting with you guys this afternoon so we can get that announcement
awesome.
going.
Let's get it. Let's get it.
That's awesome. Yeah, we're super excited for that, you guys, and to have that buffer in between the brokers and LaShawn, to just strengthen everything within the states. So that's super exciting for sure.
And one last thing, sorry, I don't know if everybody has recognized, but I just want to give kudos to Hank and Brian. We've really turned Florida around. Not that it was terrible, but love our communication, love the way we're working together as a leadership team. It's just going to get better and better from here.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Yeah, thank you. We appreciate that. And Brian and I are priding ourselves in that kind of stuff, you guys. We want to be proactive versus reactive with everything that we do in this state. And Brian and I are really putting some great things together for you guys to set you up for success. That's what we want at the end of the day. We want you all to be as successful as you can be. We don't do these things to weigh you down or to not let you be successful. We're doing it to hopefully allow you to grow within this role. Like, we don't want to hold any of you guys down. Danny, kudos to Danny. Danny is absolutely crushing his new role at corporate with the interviews. Like, the guy is just doing a phenomenal job. And where did he come from? Florida. Raddick is the TC, the national TC, like absolutely crushing it. His stat, they went from 12 to 25 guys, 12 TCs to 25, and that is in less than 6 weeks. Like he doubled that. Like
Oh,
it is just fantastic, the talent that's coming out of Florida, and we want to continue guys to grow. There's so many opportunities within this company, you guys. I have a monthly conversation with Josh, just a one-on-one every single month, and he keeps telling me, Hank, you guys are performing well in Florida. What other talent do you have? He's like, because the talent that we got is great, and he's like, we got more positions coming up, and that's the great thing. Like we're not going to say this in our monthly meeting, we're going to say this in this meeting with you guys, with our area leaders, the ones who are already promoted and elevated. And corporate's going to be calling for a lot of different positions coming up, you guys. So, if you're looking to move up even further, there's opportunity coming down the pipe, like within 6 months, guys, not like 6 years, like 6 months. So I would prepare yourselves. And again, they're going to be looking at things like, hey, how did they perform as an area leader? Are they good with the systems? Are they putting notes in Lofty? Are they getting to know SkySlope? Are they able to produce and manage agents? Like there's so many factors. And, we want to give great recommendations, for all of you guys, but if they ask us a question like, hey, have they been putting in notes in their area or for their agents? We're going to go check that. So that's why we're telling you now, we want to be proactive, not reactive with this. But to just kind of get back on LaShawn's point, like Florida is crushing it, you guys. We are setting the bar really, really high, and we are just under 400 agents. We may hit 400 by our meeting next week. We're at like
Mhm.
395, Brian, is it?
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, like 395. So go find 5 more agents, you guys, before Tuesday. We want to officially hit 400. Our retention is through the roof, guys. We're like a 24 per month
Yep.
add and like a 2 to 4 reduce. So, we're 90% retention right now,
Yep.
85, 90%. It's ridiculous, guys. It's so high. So, and you guys are doing great. So, we're almost up for our hour. Are there any questions, concerns, comments, criticisms? What do you guys got?
I want to do a shout out to Joe Brown because I went on vacation and Joe helped me tremendously. And I just feel like it's such a blessing to have you and Joe and other people help when you want to go on vacation. So I just want to give a shout out. That's what we're all here for. And I actually answered calls on the area leader hotline when I was on vacation because I could and I was free. But I was like, this is so cool. Just so you guys know, I think that's awesome that we can help each other that way. And it really is such a team effort.
Absolutely. I equate it to like coaching, right? Like a head coach. They bring up an offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator, then they go get a head coach job. And the greatest head coaches had a lot of head coaches come out from underneath their tree. And that's how I feel like about the area leaders. When they get a promotion into another position or even into another field, whether it be TC or interviews for the company, that is just another leadership that is growing out of our leadership. So it's more opportunity that we have, but it's just showing that we're growing, just like LaShawn and Anika, 2 regional area directors, which is fantastic. So it's just more and more. And the more that we can promote from within and pull out, you guys need to look below you and see who's in your area who could eventually replace you. Because the goal is not to train people to do well, it's to find a replacement for you so you could go somewhere else. That's always the goal, is that someone to replace you so you can move up, and you're pulling people up with you. So it's just we're all working up and going in that same direction.
Yeah. I mean, I only have one more thing, but do you guys have any other questions or comments, concerns? Okay, well, I just want to end with this. So every Friday, I call my 4 area leaders that I have. So I call Dennis, Jonathan, Sky, and Joe. And I make this a habit, and that's what I do. And I want to call them, and I want to see how they're doing, and do they need anything, and not only professionally but personally as well. And I want to check in on them. I encourage each one of you to pick a day, and it doesn't have to be weekly, but it needs to be maybe bi-weekly. Call your agents, and I just call it the Friday call. And I call them and I just see how they're doing and I check in on them. Like Sky, I think, has like 42 agents. So she's got a lot. Jonathan has got probably close to 40 agents as well. He's got a lot. And some of you others have a lot too. But if you don't have a lot, make it like a Friday call. Just check in with them. And you know, or a Monday call, whatever day works for you. But I would pick a day and a time slot and I would block out that time. And all I would do would be call my agents. And then you already have Lofty pulled up. Put the notes in there, whether you left them a voicemail. And if you're going to leave them a voicemail, leave them an encouraging one. Leave them a very encouraging one. You know, I do Fridays because then I could say, hey, have an awesome weekend. Have a blessed weekend. You know, go enjoy your weekend. You know, I know your hair is going to be on fire from showings and open houses and whatever else you got, but you know, so I would pick a day and a time and start calling your agents on the regular. You will notice a huge difference in retention, engagement, because I've already been noticing that with my area leaders by calling them every Friday. So that's what I'd like to part with. Brian, anything parting?
How could I top that? It's fantastic. Thank you guys. Thank you very much. Thank you, Hank. Thank you everyone for what you guys are doing.
Thank you, Brian.
Keep kicking butt, taking names. Oh, one last thing, actually. We were talking about the Florida half birthday. Fun fact, Hank Raddick and I are getting together for Labor Day weekend in Orlando. So just after that, we will have more details. We're going to have a big family. It's going to be like 9 dudes hanging out. His 3 boys, my 2 boys, Raddick's boy. There's going to be a bunch of dudes just hanging out, having fun for the weekend. But we'll have something cool planned for towards the end of October. It'll be great.
Yep. November. Perfect.
All right.
Awesome, you guys. Have a great week, and we'll see you next week for our state meeting. State meeting, 10:30 next Tuesday.
Awesome. Thank you, guys.